Welcome everyone to Conduit Esports versus Big Bongo Boys and Risen Rampage. It's week 5, I believe, for these teams, and Conduit finds themselves at 4-0 in this top of the pool they're playing. And Big Bongo Boys 1-2, a more modest record. So it should be an interesting series to follow through. Looks like Havoc pick band has already started here. Shavana, Misfortune, and Sona taken away from Big Bongo Boys, and Corky, Aphelios, and Olaf. Skarner scooped up as the first pick for Conduit Esports Havoc. And we'll see how Big Bongo Boys responds here. It looks like they're locked into Briar potentially. We'll see if that ends up getting played through, or if they will swap it out last second. It is locked in, so Briar will be the jungle. The cool thing about Skarner, I think why his popularity is so high is he's just viable, very viable in both jungle and top, so you can kind of use him as a very early flex. And Jinx coming out for Big Bongo Boys as well. Conduit on the clock, 16 seconds here. And Aphelios, I know, is one of Panda's most favorite things to play into this Jinx. Let's see what he decides to whip out here, with Brother Hedge actually filling in for the support role this week. We got Caitlyn Lux coming out for the bot lane of Conduit Esports Havoc. We have a frontliner. It's not a terrible thing to have a Caitlyn Lux lane. So we shall see how this one plays out. And bind for bind, Morgana is the counter to, well, not necessarily a counter, but the answer that Bongo Boys likes into Lux here. Phase 2 bands coming out. Galio off the table, followed by Hui from Havoc. Red 5 ban here for Bongo Boys. They're on the clock. And thinking about this one for a little bit here. They end up getting rid of the Sejuani, saying, you know, we don't want you guys to flex Skarner. We really want to see that in jungle, so we're going to take away another one of the Giga Tanks. Who are just kind of difficult to get through, and offer a team like Conduit just more utility, more CC. Red 4 pick now for Bongo Boys. Let's see how they start tying together the Briar, Morgana, and Jinx. And a Cassiopeia is the lock here. Not too many dashes for the side of Conduit, so interesting R4 here. If Havoc goes really long range, it's going to be difficult for Bongo Boys to kind of find those engages, but that's also the comps that Briar kind of thrive in, is the squishy champs who she can kind of one-shot. So be interesting to see the pivot. Zoe is the lock-in for No Name. Very interesting. I know Zoe is one of his main champs there. Much emphasis on poke here. And we're going to see the final. I'm wondering if a champion like J4 is possibly going to come out here from the jungle role. Help get in top of them. And kind of stick on them. I don't know how the J4 and the Briar is, but that's an interesting pick. It's actually a set, so it is Skarner jungle. It will be set top lane. To kind of dissuade any potential heavy engage top coming out from Bongo Boys. We have 3 seconds left here. And maybe it's a mispick? It's a misfire. Let's see. Let me go check chat here to see what The final pick is Scion being the last pick. The top laner actually DC'd is why the pick was missed. Completely understandable. Thank you, Nitrees, for typing that in, brother. I appreciate you. So interesting comps kind of for both sides. Scion does offer that kind of go in button, but you know, Bongo Boys will want to make sure they space properly for when he does go in, because Seth's gonna drag him right back out. So it will be interesting to see. Scion is really good into the 3 poke damage carries. So it's really gonna be prioritized with taking him down. And so it's really going to come down to like which team is going to be able to poke the other one out first. And Conduit's range makes me feel like they have the advantage, but you can never kind of underestimate a Cassiopeia and a Jinx comp, right? Very late game. So Conduit has to get this one done early, or the wheels may fall off. With that being said, we're going to throw it to a quick break while we get into game number 1. I am going to throw on a 3-minute ad, just so no one gets pre-rolls trying to come in midway through. Just one of those things that you don't want to ruin the viewers anytime they come in. So we're going to get rid of pre-rolls while we're in the 3-minute delay anyways. Kind of kills 2 birds with 1 stone. So be sure to stick with us. We'll be right back here. And for game number 1 between Bongo Boys and Conduit Esports, Havoc. Thank you. I gotta go back live. Welcome back, everyone, to game number 1 between Conduit Esports, Havoc, and Bongo Boys. I apologize. I need to turn that off. And it looks like Bongo Boys walking down 4-man heavy, 5-man heavy towards this ward here, and it gets spotted out. Trash Panda gets the ward down. They don't clear it, though, so no XP advantage for anyone, as now the 5-point will seemingly take place. Now, this is interesting because they know Trash Panda's ward is down. But they don't know that Brother Hedge's ward's also down. I'm wondering if the Bongo Boys are able to find an early advantage there with the lack of vision out of the Conduit bot lane. Scion actually opting to start a call in this lane. I'm wondering if he's going a more lethality-esque build. I watch everyone's favorite Scion player, the Bouse, and that's typically what his starting item is when he is going lethality and running phase rush. This Scion specifically ran Grasp, so not the exact same tech, but I'm interested to see kind of how this one plays out. I'm going to start with the Q on the minion wave, and Teamer's going to get some punches in, and that's a really unfavorable trade for the Scion early. Having to make sure you use that Q only to last hit at this point and let the set try to push into you. Save some of that. And it looks like early game, the Jinx and the Lux do have the push in over the Caitlyn and the Lux have a push in over the Jinx and the Morgana. And misses the Q from the, oh, really well trades here by Whirly. He is taking 3 caster minions though, so he may be in a case. Both pots already popped, and No Name pops 1, so the sustained battle won there is going to be won early by Cassio, but late by oh, and Brother Hedge is in a tough situation. Trap out and flash forward by Panda. Oh no! Oh, and Jinx will flash, and Briar goes under tower and get first blood, and Brother Hedge will pick up the return kill. Crazy fighting all around. The cleanse used by Panda there. Oh, and 9 Trees gives Cassiopeia the red buff, thinking he had the angle, but Cass kind of just stopped him. And I'm looking here in the top on the Scion, 16-2 in CS, and the dive out of set. That's really harsh for Scion, losing that much of the wave early. That's going to be difficult for Scion to deal with in this one. But overall, you know, you got a 2 for 2 basically across the map, and it's good for Cash. He gets double buffs, and it's good for the Briar, who's able to kind of transition that gold into some early camps. So Well played by the Cassiopeia for punishing the overdive, and on the other side, making a successful gank work for the side of Bongo Boys. So looking across the farm, No Name's up 5 CS over. Oh, and big chunk on that Q. The Zoe Gamer, B Game, and oh man, leave Scion alone. This is brutal. And he won't fall, but no sums, and he's going to have to leave and give up another huge wave. And I'm wondering if this is actually a proxy angle for this set. You know, is able kind of build up a little bit of a lead already. Oh, and Scion deciding to stay on very low HP, and that's really scary. Oh, trades ability for ability. Briar is hovering top lane, seeing if the set decides to go aggressive. Oh no. And he does get him. Briar looking for a stun on Teamer, but not, you know, Set having level 1 boots, actually able to outrun the Briar. Really unlucky. And I'm wondering, yeah, Teamer's going to try to turn this around. Does unfortunately fall there. And now it's Cassiopeia for the taking. Going to get that. I don't know if it was a shutdown yet, but going to get that kill. And the cleanse comes out. Flash out of Jinx as well. Oh, and bot lane will escape, but loses a large portion of the health bar there. And while that was going on top lane, Nine Trees is going ahead and taking this first dragon kind of scot-free. No grub can test on the other side. So it's a big objective win for the side of Conduit. Well done there. And Brotherhead's trying to play for this ward. Sees both players down here, but... Oh no, and she decided to get hit by the trap again. That's going to be a large amount of damage over. And I'm wondering now, Jinx just on a recall, wasn't able to pick up any of that wave. Oh, and she's going to continue. Oh, actually dodges out of that. I apologize. And, oh, it's already a 2-level lead for this set in the top side. It's brutal for Scion. Right now, early game, call start, no real health regen. Isn't able to really punish here. And No Name's going to do a bunch of damage, including the Hydra Pock. And really going in, but those Zoe auto attacks, they are something special. We'll find the solo kill in the mid lane. And there's a 2-level advantage for both bot lane, AD carry, and AD carry and top lane. So both side lanes are really making Skarner's life kind of easy, right? Skarner can just kind of focus on farming if he wants to. Make sure that he keeps up his jungle clear. And it's making his life a lot easier. And although the items or the levels are even, mid lane, you have a 20 CS lead on the Zoe too, so kind of a lane dominance view here. I know the Cassio's kind of made a couple solid plays already, but I would say overall the lanes for Conduit definitely winning out on this one. Scion looking for a Q here, and fortunately, the set just has too much movement speed. Able to get out of that one. And No Name's in a predicament. I'm gonna have to walk out of that one. Very cool sleep move that No Name possesses. And Punchy Boy set just, unfortunately, bullying Mr. Scion. Scion's clear will get a lot easier once he's able to pick up Bambies. It looks like he is going the tankier build. So that should be something that is able to be handled. Briar looking potentially for a gank top, but was spotted out by the vision cone by the Skarner. Oh, and Scion, no mana now. Oh, well. Flash again out of the Scion, and it's harsh for the Scion right now. You have to either TP back or ult back. I think you may want to look to potentially TP back and then ult top lane. That may be the plan here. Yep, there's the ultimate going down. Flash out of Temur will dodge the both Briar R and Scion R. So very well played there. Set does have TP, so we can get back to match this. I am bot lane for the side of Bongo Boys. Finally is able to get some pressure in that bot lane back so they can decide to set up or clear some vision out. The pink warding for Bongo Boys is not bad so far this game. Both AD Carry and Sport seem to have bought them and picked them up for their lane. And unfortunately, that's another huge amount of damage taken. That's going to be the heal burn. And just the Lux lane here, I'm wondering... Oh, and that's going to be a all-in from Mr. Skarner. Oh, he actually gets rooted. Oh, no. And he's kind of behind without a help here. Isn't able to even get the ult off. Flash forward by Morgana trying to punish, and she's going to take a lot of damage, and it's just barely not enough. She's going to walk away with nearly no HP, but almost all that matters in horseshoes. So Bongo Boys overall positive trade there, and unfortunately for the dive angle, they just weren't aware that Briar was so close. They could have called it off earlier had that been the case. And the farm advantage kind of stopped at about 20 here for top lane. And so it's a good start for them. Or it's good that Scion's able to kind of maintain the bleed, and Morgana's in quite the predicament here. Oh, good bubble by No Name on Zoe, but decides maybe not to throw it out there. And back to hitting turrets. And again, I didn't even realize Skarner stole another dragon, but they're giving up the Void Grubs. So that's 6 Void Grubs into a Scion comp. Kind of spooky, kind of sussy. Interesting that Brother Hedge doesn't want to play a little aggressive on that ward, knowing that there's no potential way to punish. And Twilight Possum's having just no fun. It's no fun being Jinx. You know, when you don't have enough jungle help, right? There's just not enough. There's too many champions that bully you early, and it just gets really unfun. But has done a good job of not dying, not giving this Caitlyn Lux any more gold than, you know, the plates and the farm difference. So it's a big win there. She will have to unfortunately lose some more farm probably. Oh, another potential dive angle, and the Briar being really patient, knowing that, you know, that Jinx needs covered, and doing a good job about it. Oof. And this probably will be top tower falling. They probably will get the rest of the plates. Brother Hedge just needs to auto it. So they do collect all 5 plates from bot lane, as well as 2 in the mid lane and 1 in the top lane, so that's a total of, what, 8 plates? So they 8-1 in plates for this game. That's going to lead to the 2,500 gold lead we see, or I'm sorry, the 2,000 gold lead we see here from Conduit, and No Name doing his best, unplayable, no counterplay to the Cassiopeia, and this set is finally able to kind of stand up to, or I'm sorry, the Scion's finally able to kind of stand up to the set and those punch trades and not lose his entire HP bar. Looks like Scion's trying to rush this. Oh, headshot proc. And Caitlyn, I would say solo bolos. Oh no, they both missed. Oh no, Jinx. Oh, brother Hedge. Oh lord. I don't know what's going on. A mess. Oh, has to use the heal out of Morgana. That's a win. And uses the emote. And they're throwing their abilities at each other. Oh, and Scion's finding a good in here, potentially on this set. And the shield's now down. This is the moment of entry for this lane. But they decided not to use the Scion R to get in there and kind of start the battle with this set. Oh, and Set's taking a tower shot. Not letting the Scion back here. Brutal. Uh-oh. And Briar Art ult misses, so... Oh, no. Oh, no. And Set's gonna get away because Nine Trees is covering him. It's impossible to play. And that's a solo bolo in the side lane with a great sleepy trouble bubble by No Name. Oh! And just trying to burst her out, but it's gonna unfortunately fall, and that's another pickup on the Conduit top lane. I'm wondering, oh, Jinx doesn't have R. I apologize. I thought Jinx probably had R there. Didn't happen. So 5k gold lead now for the Conduit Havoc squad. Yep, Conduit's the only org that has 2 no names. Crazy. Crazy. And Rift Herald acquired by Conduit 17 minutes, and the gold lead's ballooned to 5k at this point. And 3rd Dragon's coming up. So I'm interested to see if Conduit can keep that dragon stacking going. It looks like that's exactly where they're heading. And unfortunately, I think you're at a point where, team are walking straight in, and that's going to be a ult on to No Name. Beautifully done. The Skarner will pull the Briar, the Briar out, and Luxalt hits over the top, kills Morgana in the back of the team. It's a full 5v5 here. We have 2 dead, we have 3 dead, 4 dead, and finally, Jinx's hyper, or whatever it's called. Jinx is excited, that's what it is. And No Name will not pick up the Jinx with a flash. Oh my goodness, thank you so much, No Name, for the 5 gifted subs. Those going out to Chef Boostus, King S Avatar, Panda Lol, Nine Trees, and Razors. Thank you guys so much for the 5 gifted. That's huge. Takes up 12 subs. Big, big, big. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Mr. No Name X. I appreciate that. Much appreciated, sir. And we're back at it here, jumping back into the game. 6,000 gold lead for the Conduit Havoc squad, and they are very much moving full force and getting that Zhonya's out early good for Brother Hedge to kind of get rid of that longer cooldown. Because that Luxalt will be up, and it looks like Cass is going to start chasing down No Name. Has that Rylai's Crystal Scepter. Needs a little bit of Assistiones, but it won't happen. And unfortunately, Whirly is stuck between a bubble and a hard place, trying to take out No Name in the mid lane. And that's going to lead to the Skarner kind of wanting to try to save the champ. Ends up getting the blue buff. And Brother Hedge will take it as well. And who's the real mid laner here? 303 on Lux and 303 on No Name. I apologize. I'm getting an Amber alert. Not great. You hate those. You hate when those go out. And Rift Herald charged down in the mid lane now, and this poke is insane. Briar will get bursted out. No counterplay to that one. And Sion's still looking for a potential in. I don't know if he will find it, but they definitely are kind of positioning like they would like to do something here. I don't know if it's a possibility or not. Unfortunately, Sion gets spotted. Will take the Heartsteel proc, funnily enough. And, Cassio now is attacking everyone's friendly Scorpion. And they will all get out, though, while No Name is taking tower on the bot side. Did pick up that Summoner heal. Oh! Skittles all over the map. They're rotating to the top side. Red buff up. They decide not to stop and take it. They have the wave. They want to press the tempo of this one. Oh! And Briar pushing Teamer away, trying to get him off the turret and the wave off the turret, but hasn't happened yet. A lot of damage coming out here from Trash Panda. Really playing up in the face of Sion here. And that will be a top tier 2. 3 members of Conduit will recall as Nine Trees just making sure No Name doesn't get himself into too much hot water. Decides to use that Zoe R forward under turret. And they decide to walk away before they get fully rotated on by the enemy team. Jinx showing up in the side lane against the Zoe champion. No Name just clearing wave again, being a nuisance. And this red buff has been up since the rotation from mid to top to Conduit, so I'm wondering if they're going to decide to take this one or if it's going to be silly. They actually left it up. I think they wanted to give it to Conduit potentially. So that's, thank you so much for the gifted red buff. Really appreciate that. Oh, and Morgana holding the wave. And Trash Panda is going to call that bluff. Starts auto-attacking immediately. Making sure that DPM stays pretty high. Oh, no. He threw the E the wrong way. No. Hullbreaker now on set completed. Going to be a pain to get out of this lane. Interesting, Conduit hasn't tried to start Baron or flip for Baron here. Oh, no. Oh, no. Briar accidentally eased the minion, and the aggro gets stuck and doesn't go onto the enemy set. Oddly, really unlucky. It looks like the Sion's going towards the bot lane, and Zoe may be in a world of trouble here. Oh, gonna take a little bit of a chunk down there. That's everybody. No Name's actually gonna use that Summoner heal. Gets a flash pull on the Morgana, and that's gonna be an actual turn from Conduit. Oh, and And Casio hits a two-man ult, but unfortunately the last shot for Trash Panda comes out and will pick that one up as Teamer is just playing his best PvE mode, taking the inhibitors, getting the resources for his team to try to close this one out. And unfortunately, Soul's over now to Conduit, and as Poke Comp's having this Soul, it's just absolutely brutal to try to deal with. Oh, Skarner getting rooted down, not able to move after the stun. But there's just not enough damage yet. They're just going to rotate mid through the enemy team base, through the Bongo Boys base. Sion's going to take a little bit of a poke here and gets hit with the binding. Sion's dead. Going to have to try to play for these Heartsteel procs. They will get on top of it. Briar will get on top, but Sets in the back line will double kill, or triple kill for the Caitlyn. And Brother Hedge, you know, too many pentakills stolen, because this is... Oh, he stole both of them! Well, Brother Hedge is a carry player, so that does make sense. I will say that was definitely a Trash Panda penta angle. So maybe Hedge gets benched for beginner bot. I think that is what I would do if I were in this situation. GG's for Conduit Havoc after game number 1. A well-played... just solid game there. Looking over at the damage numbers for this game number 1. If I can get to that screen. We have Trash Panda leading the damage number at 21,000, and Brother Hedge not too far off at 19, 18, 17, and you know, Nine Trees was like, dude, I don't even gotta be here. I'm just hanging out having a good time. Actually had some really good disruptions, making sure No Name didn't find himself getting run down by the enemy team. Cassiopeia was able to run interference a couple times. The side lane, or the bot lane, Jinx Morgana was not able to handle the pressure that the Caitlyn Lux portrayed. So we'll see what the draft changes are going forward for the Bongo Boys as Conduit finds themselves up 1-0 in the series. And I'm doing it again where I always join this lobby. Before I take this off the screen, I apologize. I gotta switch this back. This is incorrect, but I will update it right now. Maybe I'll update it right now. Who knows, actually. And, yep, it's a 1-0 for Havoc here. We're actually at a quick intermission, so we are going to figure out what the plan is moving forward. It looks like the Conduit roster will swap over to red side for game number 2, as Bongo Boys will be on the blue side. And I'm going to set this up now. We're going to go over to that screen. Oh, I didn't set it up all the way, though. I'm a little goofy. Hey, look, we're all a little goofy sometimes. We need to take that off. We need to turn this on. There we go. Alright, so Havoc will be on the red side this game. Looks like we are already ready for draft, so we're not taking no time here. We are going to get going. Oh, apologies. I was in one of the player spots. I apologize. Osu? Apologize for that in your spot. My bad. I'm being a little goofy. Draft has started, though. I need to stop talking about what's happened in the past and worry about what's happening in the present. I'm looking at the first couple bands here. As soon as draft flow loads, and I can't see it on the tiny the tiny little preview window it gives me. So I'll talk about it momentarily. Maybe. Maybe I won't. You know what? Maybe I won't. Let me just pull it up on this screen. Alright, so it looks like Corky, Olaf, Caitlyn banned away from Havoc, and Shyvana Misfortune. Sona banned from the Bongo Boys, and the Skarner first pick. Are we going to see the salty run back changed? The old swap of comps. Faleo's left open this time. Instantly picked by Panda. He said, I don't care what you play. I'm playing Faleos. I know it's his most played AD carry. Skarner and Sejuani picked up as well. That was banned away from Nine Tree's last game. And I believe this is a jungle. Nine Tree, I don't think I've ever seen Weez play it, but it's not a super complicated champ. But I think Nine Trees has the expertise on it a little bit more. The Lulu coming out early, not seeing the Conduit support. Interesting hover. They will lock it in along with a Zaya. So not the most traditional lane comp. And the Darius gets locked in on R3 before the Bongo Boys can find that ban away. So solid drafting so far from both teams. Looks like everyone kind of has a plan. Trundle banned away from the Bongo Boys. 13 seconds left for Bongo Boys to take a ban here. Morgana banned away from the Bongo Boys. Interesting. Get rid of Major Brother Hedge. Maybe they'll just ban Morgana and Lux. Nope, it is a Zoe ban. Not letting No Name play that again. Good decision. Interesting that they would ban the Morgana and not the Lux, I would say. That is interesting. Seraphine in this economy? Seraphine locked in. We don't know if it's for Brother Hedge or if it's for No Name in the mid lane. So it's kind of a flex. Kind of a little interesting flex. A little sneaky flex. Briar is being hovered again. I know the Bongo Boys jungler didn't find too much success on it game one. Does decide to lock it in. Says, look, maybe we had a tough game. We're going to run it back. I'm going to do better this time. We're going to vibe. LeBlanc is the current hover too. So really interesting comp here from Bongo Boys. Not too much consistent DPS unless the Zai is able to free hit, which I guess is possible, but a lot of burst up against the Seraphine, Sejuani, and Darius. Not the easiest champions to kind of burst out. And the Vex as the final pick for No Name into this LeBlanc. Well done from drafting from both teams. I do love the Sejuani Vex combo. I think you can set up a lot of interesting plays with Max Range Sejuani with Vex all over the top. So it should be really exciting to see how this one plays out as well. And it looks like we're going to get right into game. I am going to throw it again to a quick commercial break so we're not limited in what we can see. And as soon as I get back, we will get into game number 2. Be sure to stick with us. welcome back to game number 2 between Conduit Esports, Havoc, and the Big Bongo Boys. Apologize, the Big Bongo Boys find themselves on the blue side after a tougher game 1. They just couldn't, unfortunately, establish any. Excuse me, I have the hiccups. They couldn't establish any heavy trading. I apologize, got the hiccups. One moment. I apologize for that. I am back. Looks like Brother Head decided to go on a solo mission to get a word on the red buff of the Bongo Boys, so they will know that the Bongo Boys are starting topside. And and Lulu says, "I'll remember that frowny face." I do feel bad now after reading that. So Brother Head should feel bad as well. Stole a Penta 1 game. And Brother Hedge trolling the next. And this is the Skarner. So we saw Skarner jungle last game. We're seeing it top this game. We'll see if he Licorice with the LCS taught Dino anything in that clip he did, showing kind of off some of the new Skarner tech. I haven't seen anyone do it very well, but not in our bracket anyways, but I know it can be done because I've seen it done. And throws the rock. Who threw the rock better, Malphite or Skarner? Ooh, and this is not where you want to be for Skarner here. Getting run down by a Darius, and that's going to be first blood over to the Darius in the top lane. And a counter gank coming off mid, and the Briar again finds success early on this. So needs to make sure to keep up that tempo, keep finding it. And oh no, Briar isn't aware that Sejuani is in her jungle. Ninetrees will smite steal it away. Oh no. And that's going to be a red buff over to Teamer. Well played. This Darius already a bit of a problem. And I'm going to be honest, anytime a Darius gets fed as an AD carry player, I'm just like, alright bro, this guy's going to one-shot me in 3 hits instead of 4, so it really doesn't matter. That champ seems very good into most of my characters, so pray for Xayah this game. Maybe she hits a perfectly timed ult to avoid that. A little bit of trading, and this Xayah is having a tough time, you know, maintaining health bar early. Briar decides to run straight at Scuttle, make sure she's at least picking up that, as Ninetree's just again keeping the farm good. And it's easy to do when you kind of find that pressure. Oh, stun out of the Skarner. He's gonna eat a Q for his trouble, so pretty even trade. Red buff should theoretically heal up this Darius. And Skarner, even though the death happened, is up in CS currently. So there's a possibility that, you know, that can continue to grow. I believe waves are pretty even. Oh, and there's the stun. The barrier comes out of the Xayah. And that's going to be another summoner out of the Xayah here. So the flash is still up, and the flash and the exhaust are. And the Skarner again gets caught just a little too far out of turret range, and the Darius will clean that one up. I don't know if Briar can kill the Darius here. Oh, that is not the play. I know one thing, that does not feel like the way, but it is. Wow, Briar does a lot of damage with only pickaxe. That was crazy. I was not expecting that. Welcome to the stream, Chung. Thanks for tuning in tonight. Along with the other 13 people in call. 13, 14 people. Appreciate you all. And Nine Trees going to find a kill in the 2v1 and just again being a nuisance in the Briar's jungle. So well done there. And Trash Panda and Brother Hedge ought to know if our jungler was just in their blue side. Their jungler can only probably be one of two places, which is the red side or our blue side. So definitely need to be careful about overstaying here. But as I say that, they will walk away. It's like they heard me. And this Darius is a bit of a problem. And just as I was saying, Skarner was up CS on this Darius. The Darius finds himself up quite a bit of CS. I'm interested. Oh no. Oh no. And it puts the Skarner out on cooldown. No, dude. Oh god. It's a massacre in the top lane. Oh no. So, Wheeze or I'm sorry, Teamer. I don't really know what he likes to go by. No, I've always called him Wheeze, but Teamer is his IGN. So just so everyone's aware, that is why I keep saying Wheeze. But the Darius player is absolutely dominating this game so far. Up now 21 CS and 4 kills over the lane opponent. It's not gonna get any easier for Skarner for a while on this Darius. Brother Hedge will clean out a pink ward in the Dragon Pit. And Whirly going ahead and eing forward, taking over an advantage. Swing and a miss by No Name there on the ultimate. And unfortunately, not going to get much there. Uh-oh, Nine Trees finding the Lulu in the Dragon Pit. You're going to be forced to flash here. And that should be a easy Dragon start. Now, the the Briar does have ultimate, does have that R ability. I'm wondering if they may try to send this in, because they do have level 6 on the Zaya mixed with the Briar. It may be playable. There comes the R, and it will hit true onto the Sejuani. He's going to drag it out, so it does not fear the Brother Hedge. But Brother Hedge is level 6. R out of Panda there doesn't really matter. And I'm sorry about these things. Trying to keep them from going off. It's a crazy night, I guess, in my area. Really unlucky. Oh, and No Name really wanted that one. And Zaya's playing for a potential steal angle. Unfortunately, it's not going to happen. Oh, no. Oh, no. Well, it was worth a try. Aww. Briar trying the best to create a tempo advantage. Unfortunately, will fall again. So 2-3 for the Briar at the end of all of this. And first dragon will go over to Conduit. And first 3 grubs for that matter. So a lot of the early game objective tempos going over to Conduit. There's a 3k gold lead. Panda getting kind of run at by this Lulu. Will, very early. And the exhaust! In this economy? That's a crazy amount of defensives just kind of blown there. Weren't expecting that. We're not expecting that. Hey, looking back, we're going back to top lane. Because it looks like, the lane swaps happened, so the LeBlanc thinks that they're going to fare a little bit better into the Darius. And the Skarner will overtake the mid. Brother Hedge eating the Q from the Lulu. Skarner's in a spot where he can kind of safely farm, which is good. Oh, the Briar barely misses. And that's going to give some information that Briar's on the bottom side of the map. Probably let the second set of grubs go over to the Havoc side. First grub down. And yeah, that's all 6 grubs going over to the side of Conduit. And oh no. Oh, really solid pull out of Skarner. It's unfortunately not going to matter. They will get a follow-up kill for the Briar. We'll pick up from that dive. But unfortunately, Skarner's still going to miss some of that XP from the wave. A tough go for the Skarner. Truly a tough go for the Skarner. And this one, really unfortunate. Oh, and the flash has to be burned there by the Xayah after the all-in angle from Brother Hedge and the Aphelios. So both Seraphine and Aphelios R's used there, having the Xayah to have to use that ultimate or that R to make sure they don't eat all that damage. And the poke continues here for the bot lane, and we're up again to 3K gold lead. This game's eerily similar to the last one in terms of plates. Now, I will say they haven't fallen as fast in this bot side. Another one will fall, but the 5th probably won't, unless something tragic happens, I would guess. Sedge is masking the Briar, will end up running at her. And Skarner's the first to rotate, and Lulu's here as well. So Sedge is kind of in the middle of everyone. Oh, and the halt comes out, no names, in a 3v1 on the back end. And Briar will finish off Sejuani, stun into the wall. And that's going to be a double kill for the Briar. 6 kills for the side of Bongo Boys. 5 on the Briar. Oh no, that's the wrong one. And you didn't even see the bleed stacks on them or nothing. That's a troll. We're going to be honest, that's a troll. That's a little bit of an LOL. Got debated by the clone. It could be the spectator bug too, like the bleed stacks could have absolutely shown. On the clone, I just didn't see it on our end, because it was the clone. So, top lane turret will be the first to fall here, and it is all 6 plates. So, well done by this Darius being an absolute menace on that top side. Oh, I'm sorry, bot lane did fall as well, so I believe they got all the plates from bot lane as well, ballooning the gold lead up to 3,500 gold this early, and the second dragon is being taken by Conduit. So, I'm interested to see if Bongo Boys will go ahead and get this Rift Herald down in time. They absolutely need to try, because if they don't, it's going to be a 6 grub Herald, and they're absolutely going to get it. It's just dying so quickly. Conduit's not going to have the time to make it there before it is already gone. So, Rift Herald, that's a good takeaway from Bongo Boys, making sure Conduit isn't able to kind of snowball with that. And Aphelios is up nearly 40 CS. The Vex up 7. The Darius up almost 50. So it's a tough go right now. The Aphelios does get ulted by the Skarner, ulted by the Briar, ulted by everybody. Will end up falling. Nine Trees is in there like swimwear. Will find a pick into the Briar from this Vex, but unfortunately the Skarner's just 2 on top of her. And that's going to end up going over to the Xayah. because of the overplay. And we still just playing the top side saying, hey, look, we didn't get it, but we'll be alright. And this is something. Oh my goodness. Oh my god, Brother Hedge. Man, Brother Hedge was moving there for a minute. That's going to be tier 2 top falling for the cost of the mid lane tier 1 for the Bongo Boys. The only bad thing for Bongo Boys there, I would say, is that... Oh! What? Oh, we trolled. Oh, we trolled. Yep, that's a troll. Panda maybe thinks he's a little stronger than he is. And Nine Trees is going to probably pick up the Xayah on the back. Will pick up the Xayah on the back. And Darius going to pick up the Lulu potentially on the other side of the jungle. So the bot laners split. Oh, and I lied. Lulu is out. I love Lulu. Lulu's my favorite. My favorite character. I will say that is an interesting boot selection on this Aphelios. I've never seen Swifties on an 80 carry before, especially one that I feel like benefits from attack speed. So maybe it is a bit of a troll. No Name throws out the ult, but is a little too low to actually follow up on it. So interesting decision there to use that. I apologize, I didn't turn on objective timers, so you're all probably wondering, like, what are they even playing for at this point? That's a good point. So 2 minutes 20 seconds until the next dragon, and that's what the Conduit will be playing for the third. Ew, excuse me. Oof. My nose is itching. I apologize, folks. We have a very even kill count game here. Interested to see what ends up happening. Lulu's running at the Vex, so Vex absolutely knows something funny's going on here with this Lulu running at me. But I suspect nothing much will happen. Oh, I mean, Lulu's kind of in a spot, right? We agree that Lulu's kind of in a predicament here. Oh, we'll find the root there, and the polymorph comes out. Oh, Vexar, and that's I don't know what Brother Hedge is doing. He's running zone. He's running this. Oh my! Okay, I'm gonna be honest. If he didn't die at the beginning, Brother Hedge, you should never shoot the heal 5 seconds after your. It's not 5 seconds. Like a second and a half after the burst happens, you know? You gotta live and let live, you know what I mean? Don't waste it. Oh, Brian throws out that stun fast, and that was a mistake. Oh, and Skarner getting the double pull here, and if LeBlanc gets E back up, yep, that's gonna be 2 kills for 1. Teamer in the top still pushing away. Vex in the bot's pushing away, so just making sure they're continuously pushing those leads. And the CS difference in the top lane. We basically have another jungler, ladies and gentlemen. It's the Skarner, unfortunately. It is brutal when you're down so much CS to your lane opponent. I mean, we're looking at potentially a Flame Horizon within the next 5 minutes or so if this keeps going on. Oh, Nine Trees will find a pick onto the LeBlanc. Decides to use everything on her instead of focusing down the Lulu. Big RN by No Name. He will find the kill. And I don't know if he missed the follow-up. Didn't get a reset on the ult, which was weird. But maybe he missed it and I just didn't see what exactly happened. But that will be third dragon going over to the side of Conduit. And I'm interested to know if maybe they were going to run it Baron. They aren't. They're just going to keep farming. Keep making sure the game stays well within their favor. It is a... Oh, and as soon as I say that, the Panda calls to go to the Baron. So, it is going to be a Baron angle. for the side of Conduit. And they probably should peel off of this. They don't have any major cooldowns. And No Name's TPing into the pit. That is a crazy play. Oh, no. Yeah, that's a good decision. That's a good decision. Everyone, he got hit. No Name got hit by it. And everyone flashed away from it like he had freaking the plague. And this is a really one fight here by the side of Bongo Boys. 4 down now. Make it 5. Brother Hedge is going to fall in the back half. And that is a 5 for 2 for the Bongo Boys. And this LeBlanc finding so much value. Briar hitting an R on one of the carries early into the fight. Able to just really delete them from the fight altogether. And that 6k gold lead is now only a 3k gold lead. It's even lower than that. So Bongo Boys finding their fight. To deny that Baron, or to stop the Baron from being taken, I'm not going to say fully deny it because it is still on the map, but at least they halt the progress of it at this time. So well fought there by the Bongo Boys. And as soon as I was making fun of this Skarner, he's the only one with a what's it called? A bounty. I don't know. Riot Games, you got some splaining to do. The Skarner has had maybe a hard game, but MVP. And, hey, look. If Riot says it's got to be true. So 2,500 gold lead now for Conduit. And a lot of standing gold still on the map. So that 2,500 gold lead, you know, is just a few tower hits away from being kind of a swing in the other direction. Next objective that will probably be fought for will be this this dragon. And as long as Bongo Boys can walk together and walk respectfully, they shouldn't be they should be able to challenge for it and really contest it. Ooh. Oh. Oof. The LeBlanc with the fancy feet causing both No Name and 9 Trees to whiff ults badly. It's gonna give them an in. Oh, I don't know what's happening. Seems like we are lagging a little bit. Maybe, yeah, I'm back, okay. Yeah, Ipsy, my eyes, I agree, that was brutal to watch. LeBlanc's still playing fairly up in the side lane, knowing that if they shot the abilities at her like they did last time, she'll be fine. Wait, I actually Oh! I must have hit one of my F keys because it played back. I apologize for ruining Ipsy's eyes. My apologies. I'm not trying to flame. It was a bug. Guys, it's a bug. I had to replay the ult. Yeah, the alts. The plural alts. You know, we do a little bit of trolling. LeBlanc keeping the wave shoved out. And 9 Trees will go and collect the Elder Blue. So the Conduit side will have blue buffs. And it looks like so will the sides of Bongo Boys. Coming with 1 minute left for this next objective that Conduit is going to challenge for. And The pink ward gets replaced immediately by No Name. Ooh. Ooh. And that's a large chunk on that LeBlanc before this dragon. That's going to be tough to... Oh, no, I guess there's 30 seconds. I apologize. I thought it was much closer to being spawned by then. Surely this is much a situation of fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me. If this happens again, in the exact same one the last one did, I'm over it. Nope, they're just gonna hit it immediately. And LeBlanc is inside, does have the TP, doesn't have a flank angle. What is with the mid laners TPing directly into the middle of fights? I feel like that is not allowed ever. They will get the dragon. The Xayah will secure it after flashing into the... No, a blast comes into the pit. And the fight is actually broken for the side. They will lose 3 members. And that is a Baron angle for the side of Conduit, rushing straight to it. And unless Xayah and Skarner can have a miracle steal, I think this is just the Conduit Baron angle. So they do get the dragon, but at what cost? The team with 6 grubs is going to pick up the Baron, so maybe should have sent Briar on a mission to just try to steal and get out, but it's hard. Bongo Boys are in a hard spot. They've done well to keep the game close to this point. Much more competitive of a game than last game for Bongo Boys, but I think it's about to get a lot more difficult unless Conduit egos, which, you know, does happen. It does indeed happen for a lot of Conduit teams, not only Havoc. So we'll see how they play this Baron out. Probably they're looking like they're staying in this 1-3-1 formation, oddly enough, and backings are a little staggered, so it's kind of an interesting start to this Baron advantage. Need to definitely have 9 trees in the mid lane with Trash Panda and Hedge so they can walk strong together. And no, they're not going to do it. So waves are staggered. No Name's going to be not have kind of the support to continue to make sure that goes into the top lane because he just doesn't have the information needed. It looks like they're actually rotating towards the bot lane. And No Name, Brother Hedge, and Trash Panda are down here now as 9 Trees is coming as well. And this is going to be the tower falling. Oh, boy. Yep. That's going to be the turret. And that's going to be the ult out of Sejuani onto the Skarner. Find that pick early, but a big ult almost is able to burst down, but unfortunately, it's just too fast. The Lulu ult didn't go onto the Briar. It went on the LeBlanc after the LeBlanc was on her way back out. I don't even think the knockup connected. And I believe that's enough to get this game done. I don't think they can hold the... they're gonna respect and make sure that, you know, nothing bad happens. But they are gonna play for the mid inhibitor as well. So a lot of the Conduit tempo here is still well and alive. They will take down that turret. The wave is top lane, so not much they can do for it. And Whirly is looking for an angle here. Whirly absolutely being a menace on this side. We'll stop the back here. Oh, no. Well. That will happen. I appreciate the effort. But unfortunately, 4 people hitting one tends to go one way. Next objective in 58 seconds here. And the barrier and actually the flash and heal are down from the side of the Conduit bot lane. So this is still an angle to where if the fight is right, the Bongo boys can take this one. And looking here. Okay. Sorry about that. And dragon spawning here. So the dragon's getting started again, very similar to what happened last time, where kind of everyone flooded over that back wall, and it looks like a similar play is going to happen again. The ult strikes true, and will get the objective bounty again. So that is another objective bounty over to the side of Conduit, and oh no! The Xayah unfortunately gets the Darius pushed on top of her by the Briar. That's going to be 4 for 0. We watched one side of the fight, not the other. And that most likely will be GG to the side of Conduit. Really unlucky turn of events. Like literally almost frame by frame replay of the 4th dragon fight on the 5th dragon fight. And unfortunately, the waves are just in the right spot for Conduit. And that will be the game and the series. 2-0 to Conduit Havoc. GG to the Bongo boys for the games. And that will lead Conduit Havoc to a 5-0 record. And Bongo boys will fall, unfortunately, to a 1-3 record. So, got a little bit of work to do if they want to make sure to make it into the playoffs. Looking at the stats really quickly, we have 30,000 damage out of No Name, 24 on Trash Panda, or Luna. I think that's what that says. Oh, Linux. I don't know. It was weird bugs. Weird, just weird. Like, I don't know who any of these players are. But weird bugs. 9 Trees up in the damage that game. Had to be a little more proactive in that category, but did well. Teamer took a step back damage-wise. I mean, still all damage is lane important, but, you know, after you get the 4th kills, no one wants to walk into you, especially when you're a Darius. So, definitely makes sense. GG's to both teams tonight. Thank you all for tuning in again. Huge shout out to No Name X, one of our viewers, for the 5 gifted subs. Thank you again for that. Really appreciate it. Next cast will be Aegis on Monday. Or, I'm sorry, Titan on Monday, where we pick things back up with Phoenix. And we'll go from there. Again, thank you all for tuning in. You all have a wonderful evening. Signing out. Old Ninja next. Later, Gators.